Alright guys, so today we are going to be taking a look at Crossbone Gundam X1. So yeah, I just can't believe they dropped another extreme limited banner with less than 2 weeks out here. So I'm not really gonna spend the time to talk about why they did this and why they did that. I think it's definitely you guys can definitely leave your kind of comments and concern as always, if you guys how you guys feel about that. But in today's video we are just gonna be focusing on should you guys summon on this Crossbone X1, or is it really worth your diamond? So that's definitely gonna be what we are trying to find out. So I'm just gonna be doing my my first summon over here, just for it. I'm not really gonna be doing a lot of summon, obviously, just gonna be one and done. I think moving forward I'm definitely gonna be doing less summon in general in a way, just because of the fact that they do seems like they are just rushing out a lot of these banners in a sense. So I do feel like for global wise, the metas is just gonna be shipping endlessly, so I don't really just want to summon for a unit and then next thing you know it gets power trap. So yeah, we got shafted in the first multi summon, nothing really to see, just kind of pretty normal in a way. But yeah, moving over at the unit. So how is Crossbone? Is this something you guys should be going for? Me personally, I think Crossbone, I think in a simplest way to take a look at things, is much more of a support type unit than anything. I really don't think this unit is going to be offering too much to a lot of people's box, and especially at a low investment. This is definitely not a unit to be looked at in a low investment. When we do take a look at the grand scheme of the whole kit, meaning different transcendent skill, it's definitely evident that this unit is meant to be run, or any unit in general is definitely meant to be run at max output. For this unit in general, for purple elements, they are getting up to a 26% damage increase, so that's actually pretty nice to have. So if you guys do want a good purple buffer, this is definitely a solution for that. So let's take a look at the skill 1. So skill 1 is pretty cool. You have the E skill gauge recovery by 55%. So don't confuse this one with the restore. So recovery is meaning, so let's say your baseline E skill recovery is at 100%, so meaning 1. So if you add another instance of 55%, so now your recovery EXK recovery multiplier is from a 1 to a 1.55. so that's essentially it. So every time you hit the enemy, your EXK recovery is just going to be a little bit faster, right? So that's essentially how this is. But when we take a look at the skill 2, we have on dealing damage restore EXQ gauge by 3.3%. So this is a separate instance than how it is for the first skill, because this is essentially you just restore that chunk. So let's say, I don't know, your EXQ fills that at 100%. So 100% is that number, 100 is max. So every time you do damage, you're recovering 3.3 points of that EXQ gauge. So I don't exactly know how much it is in general, but you guys get the whole idea. So that is actually really substantial, because when we take a look at unit, let's say the O for example, or Sasabi, or even the Unicorn Perfectibility, they have up to 6% on doing occasional things. So for evading for Sasabi and the O, and then for the Perfectibility on getting critical attacks, you guys notice how insanely fast they recover. So when you pair this one up with the first skill, you create a unit that's gonna be able to just dash out a lot of EXQ in high succession. So this is what this unit is. This is definitely going to be for a lot of people reminiscent to Zeta, but I will definitely say this unit is nowhere near how powerful Zeta is, because of the fact that this unit overall does not have a lot of avenue to be getting damage in general. So first of all, on the skill itself, you do have beam damage increased by 19% for 10 seconds after popping EXQ. So that's first and foremost. And then for this transcendent skill, you do have another 36%, but that is transcendent skill. So on base, you really don't have that much. So is it really same as Zeta? Probably is, but I would definitely have to say for Zeta being as old as it is now, I would assume most people have it at T5 already. So why would I really go out of my way to invest into another similar unit when this one is probably not going to be that as far as future proof? I don't think this unit is going to be future-proof by any means. But the cool thing about the transcendent skill, whenever EX skill is activated for 5 seconds, it does grant absolute evade status. So that is kind of like the gimmick for this unit, but I don't know how often this is gonna go off and how viable this one is in a way, because like I see this one being more used in an arena in a way. You just want to be dodging, you don't want to get hit, for example. But the problem is you activate EX skill. This unit does not have initial EX skill gauge restore, so even though you have like an insanely high EX skill recovery percentage, and then when dealing damage you also recover, like literally restore, but ultimately if you're not able to pop EX skill fast to save yourself, this is not going to be a good unit to run. Simple as that. So therefore I feel like this unit could be good for general content like your PvE content, but I think later down the line there's just going to be a lot more better things. Being this is a generic unit, no, there's just a lot more better options out there. So that's just kind of how I see this unit. So definitely not going to be recommending people to summon for. As far as general weapon rotation wise, it's pretty much going to rotate through main weapon and then the third weapon, and that's kind of it. So the last thing we'll take a look at the unit is going to be the unit category. So the saving grace for this unit is it does have access to a lot of the bigger tags in a way, or a lot of the category like prototype, protagonist, Gundam type, white mobile suit, and then commander. Commander is more or less like a niche type, and you know, even less common for Crossbone Vanguards affiliated, and then Jupiter battle. But I think the first one is definitely fairly often seen. So let's say if you don't summon for the pilot, I think you guys should still be in good hands in a way. So yeah, but overall I think X1 is definitely not a go for sure. But when we take a look at the pilot, we have Kincade over here. So he's actually really nice. I definitely do enjoy reading the skill themselves, because this is actually quite powerful. So on base for the skill 1, we have up to 24% increased accuracy from a purple engineering, so that's actually really nice. And then for skill 2, alright, skill 2. At least 3 out of the 5 are actually applicable to just any general white mobile suit, Gundam type, and then prototype. So what that tells you guys, this pilot right here is gonna work great on like a lot of, you know, future release units. So let's say you guys did not pull for Harmon, or you guys did not pull for Amro, the one that works for the standard, I believe it's the Rec DS if I recall correctly, or the Rec the J for I forgot the unit name, whichever it was it. This one is literally doing the same thing as those two pilots are doing, and then it offers a little bit more. So essentially for the first line, you can get up to 150% on dealing damage for 20 seconds. That's actually crazy, man. So, and then up next, Commander, Gundam type, and Prototype each get a separate instance of a 69% range sense. So this is one heck of a pilot to go for. So I will not even be opposed to summoning for Kincade. Obviously he's just good, so I definitely recommend you guys going for the pilot first rather than going for X1, because I feel like Kincade is has a longevity wise is just gonna be better than X1. So that's just gonna be how I'm seeing it. So yeah. But lastly, I do want to just kind of quickly show you guys how it is in battle wise. So what we are going to be looking into is going to be what is it, Y Zeta, and then first is the X1. So what we can actually do, we can also equip some module as well, so we can kind of simulate how powerful X1 is. So what I found out is this X1, like check this out, 404 unit enhancements. They went out of the way to max the unit out for us. That's kind of insane. So let's kind of see how this works. So I did already put them on the middle line, so they should be starting out what they are. So what I want you guys to pay attention to is how fast the EXP recovery is for the X1. So obviously for Zeta, for the first 30 seconds it's going to be really absurd, but past that 30 seconds you guys are definitely going to be seeing the X1 is going to be better as far as recovering, because you have the 55% EXQ recovery speed up, and then you also do have the restore EXQ gauge. So all in all, X1 is gonna be the powerful candidate as far as Palmer EXQ. And yeah, X1 damage is just skyrocketing already. My gosh, and it's kind of obvious because as for the purple, they did have access to the ray equipment, while for yellow element has yet to gotten that yet. So it's natural to see that purple unit is doing this much better. But I don't know. You guys can definitely see that this unit by no means is anything powerful. All right, it's just kind of general. Is not going to be anything too crazy in a way, but that's just what I want to show you guys. But other than that, that is going to be pretty much it in terms of this review, and I'll be catching you guys all on the next one.